there's way too much light, but whatever. So, okay, I am someone who has been a victim of childhood abuse, physically, sexually, mentally, psychologically. I am someone who has been a victim of the psychiatric industry, an industry of death, and I do not identify as a victim. That's just the fact of what it is. When someone does things to someone, there's a victim and there's a perpetrator. So, anyway, as a result, I suppose, of repeated trauma, my psyche is being cleaved, and I am experiencing, I guess, integrated dissociative identity symptoms. I don't know. I'm just trying to process my own stuff, and I need to communicate with others to do that. And I can no longer look at my phone to type, and I specifically, my disability prevents me from using my right hand to write. So here I am. So this all, here's what triggered this, and it's interesting, or here's what spurred this. I shouldn't so irreverently use the word trigger. No. I was entertaining myself with a video from an animated, enigmatic YouTuber who was going over the Cat Valentine character from Victorious, and also the Victorious cast and everything. And in the segment of his video where it's Where Are They Now, there's a clip of Ariana Grande becoming upset and trying to explain that she can't have curly hair. She can't be seen with her curly hair because she can't be the Ariana Grande that she is, and that just like, whoop, that's where all of this came from. That innocuous thing I was doing, just killing time while playing Animal Crossing. Yeah, so I'm gonna read from my Facebook, and then I'm just gonna continue talking, I guess. I have little respect or regard for any persons whose dream is to be the next anything. We had that. Be new or die, to be honest. But then factor in the industry occult view, in which celebs are, in fact, channeling deceased celebrity entities who also sold their soul for fame. And it's more than just irritating that Ariana Grande refuses to be seen with her naturally curly hair. I myself have naturally curly hair. I straighten it because I'm disabled, and having curly hair and writhing around in bed, that don't work. So I have to do this, otherwise I spend hours of my week just combing the rats out of my hair, and that's some BS, right? Yeah. Anyway, it's more than just irritating that Ariana Grande refuses to be seen with her naturally curly hair. It's telling. She basically states that she cannot access her own talent and do the pop star act without straight hair. And how many times has Miley Cyrus, of course, revealed her personal disgust at being blonde and maintaining her hair, yet she keeps going back to it. Miley, interestingly, also doesn't seem to ever maintain her extreme haircuts. She makes a dramatic chop change and then grows it back out. And of course, the music entity Die Antwoord channeled me to rise to fame, employing hallucinogens and dark magic. Admittedly, they admit this, out of sheer desperation resulting from the accidental impregnation of the female member of their duo. And sure, I am God, and in theory have access to every human consciousness. But why do I specifically have access to Miley Cyrus in the Antwoord? Ninja himself offers no explanation or reasoning behind the haircut he forced upon his much younger partner, and the footage in which it's even discussed seems to have been completely wiped from the record. Can't find it on the internet anywhere. Now, I have saved all of those. I've saved every early video before they like really blew up and became a household name. I'm not sure if I still have that hard drive, because I think people that I've lived with have made off with so much of my stuff. It's possible that that's gone, and that all of my Ready Player One audio, video readings are also gone. But I assure you that in a reality that I occupied, this happened. And perhaps it's possible that we are not now occupying a reality in which that happened. And I'm of course referring to the Russian roulette theory, wherein you have no realization of your death. You don't experience getting the bullet. Your consciousness just goes in to an alternate dimension, and you continue your life completely unaware that you transitioned. So anyway, completely wiped from the record as far as I can tell. Which makes sense, because in that footage, she truly comes across as a naive victim being groomed and used for her pedo bait, physical body, and infantilized vocal ability. Now, we all have that ability. All of us girls can talk like we're little girls. Like, we really can. I'm pretty sure that we can all do it, and we all choose not to do it because it's, like, really inappropriate to pair this voice with a womanly body, right? Like, kinda? Maybe? I don't know. I mean, I'm really disturbed by how many people are drawn to me just based on my appearance and my demeanor when I'm just joyously living life with the energy of a child, right? Like, something is so wrong here, and I'm just trying to figure out what it is, like, honestly. I mean, get out of here that they name their child 16, which is how I identify my most healthy, whole, and capable persona. When I embody my ninja persona, yeah, for real, when I channel into that ninja thing that I spent my childhood honing, that's 16. Every age past 16, I would look in the mirror, continue to resist giving myself a punk mullet, and just feel like I never made it past 16. Like, I look in the mirror. In my 20s, I felt that way. I still feel that way. When I look in the mirror today and I have my feet under me and I can articulate, and I'm like, me, who's not, so visibly broken, me who's not so obviously a victim of traumatic brain injury, me who's so, good. That's 16. That's what I called it. That's what I thought of myself as. And this is not information that I shared with anyone, ever. I don't think I don't think I ever did. Maybe I let it slip to a boyfriend, maybe I let it slip to a best friend, but for me, like, names are access points. They are ways to wield and relinquish power. So my identifying factor wherein I rally and I will fucking kill you if you fuck with me to protect myself, that was 16. Well, now I tell everybody because I ain't got nothing left to lose and I don't fear anything anymore. Yeah. So, why couldn't I give myself a punk mullet when I was, 5 when I first had the notion? I think I was 5 when I first had the notion. I gave my My Little Pony a mullet with permission and supervision, and resisted giving myself a mullet for the remainder of my life. It was seriously so hard. Like if you have the now disease diagnosis, there are forums, you can join a group. Compulsion to cut your own hair, you understand to an extent what that means for me, what that was like for me. Okay. I couldn't give myself a punk mullet because I wasn't a petulant child refusing to be gainfully employed so I can be a rave rap star, despite my goals to be a rave rap star and a cultural icon. Let's just to be honest with you, like, my plan here is to be a cultural icon. That's what I'm doing. And I didn't have any parents or anyone I could live with in order to indulge those goals. Unlike the members of the group, the Antwerp. Okay? So, dude, my mom, man, like, I texted my mom. I was just like dancing in my chair outside of the Walmart after I got my groceries, like, hashtag independent, yo, fuck yes. And I, what did I say? Come on, remember what I said. Don't look it up. I said, oh, dancing in my wheelchair outside of Walmart on a beautiful night. Life is good. That emoji and a balloon. The wink and a balloon. And my mom texts back, oh, I love this new attitude of yours. And I'm just like, new attitude? Bitch, where you been? Right, but I don't say that. I'm like, what new attitude? Where, like, I mean, I don't get it. Because I sent her the links to the Love and Light and Opulent Reality videos. When I made my I am channeling Christ consciousness and I believe that pink is a sacred color energetically, which reflects Christ consciousness, I sent her that video. So, like, it's an ongoing thing where my mom cannot seem to stop seeing a demon when she looks at her daughter. And it's like, oh. Well, I don't ever stop seeing 16 either. So I can understand then why my mother can't seem to see past me being terrifying to her, being dark and demonic and evil. She sees what I see. She sees 16. She sees that I am 16. Okay? And here's where it gets all fucking weird. Okay, so it stands to reason that their daughter is my in. Oh, do we need background on this? Okay, so I don't try. I don't want to because I know how things work. It's a two-way street. If you can see in the mirror, you can be seen in the mirror. That's just how it works. So I'm never consciously, intentionally trying to spy on this musical group. But I do. I see so much of what they do. You have no idea, okay? And it's not comfortable. It's not fun for me. It's fucking maddening. It's fucking maddening, okay? So I don't like to talk about it, and I've never like really like had a conversation with anybody about it. Like there's never a two-way street here. It's just like my diatribe that like, well, I'm a crazy person who thinks that they can see what the Antword do. Like, no, bro, like I completely see them. Like I have access to them like you would not believe, and that can only mean that they have access to me, and they clearly have access to me because they are taking my appearance, my dance moves, my lyrics, my tunes, and my 80s songs. Okay? So I'm just trying to figure that out. And then like I also have access to Miley Cyrus. Like what's that about? Like there's another thing I don't want. Like I'm not even interested in like anything she's doing in her career. Like I respect her as an artist. I'm glad that she exists. I loved Hannah Montana. The minute that I tuned in to an episode of Hannah Montana, I got it, and it was early. It was first season, and it was like, yeah, she's a star. She's like the next big thing. This girl has it. This girl absolutely has it, and I actually have like an excellent eye for child talent. And talent in general. If I think you have talent, you better fucking believe it. You better believe in yourself, because I have an eye. Okay, so anyway, there's that uncomfortable thing. I'm like, dude, like, how am I here? Like, what, who, like, huh? And where the fuck is Yolandi? Like, Yolandi, where the fuck is Yolandi? Like, dude, she rarely makes an appearance. She bounces all over the place. Like, yeah. So anyway, factoring in that I identify as 16, the man who took the moniker Ninja clearly channeled me in my ninja form, which was created to protect myself, to be my best self, to be my most close to God self. I have walked all of this life with the realization that I am God. It has not been fun. It's not fun for me. It's not my ego saying that. It sucks, man. It sucks. But I identified as 16, accidentally knocked up Yolandi, named their child 16. So it stands to reason that their daughter is my in. That it's her eyes I'm borrowing when I'm looking in on what they're doing. And on the other side of that, is their daughter then a victim of dark ritual magic? Like, was she entirely created just to be a vessel used to lock in my vibe? So they can milk it? So they can milk me? And does she hurt when I don't? So yeah, that's how far I got with that. It's all like so mind-boggling. Like I said, I've never streamed before. I don't know how to tell if there's anybody tuning in. I don't know. Anyway, but there's gotta be an altruistic purpose for where my god mind decides that I'm gonna be a god mind, right? Like, and I've never participated in any dark ritual, in any pagan, Wiccan, none of that occult stuff. My father, I found out only this year, was a accomplished warlock who did dark magic and ritual sacrifice. I had no knowledge of that as a child. None whatsoever. Now, Christians inform me that because of my father's sins, I was born cursed. So is that why I'm a demon? Is there a demon in me, or am I just a demon? I mean, I don't think there's anything to exorcise, you guys. Like I don't think there's any way around it. I like I would love to believe that there is a way to remove the not sure how to say this, but like the bond to evil and to an entity that just most closely would be Satan. I, as much as I would like for that to be, because power is a very addictive lust, and it is hard not to engage it. There are I don't know, man. Like they say, like that, like Christians believe that my gifts are demonic and satanic. That the fact that I have, you know, extrasensory perception is evil, and it's like I have been like opening the door, and it's been Jesus Christ standing there like so many times in my life, and I just like shut the door because I'm not into it, you know, like. How can it be inherently evil if I'm channeling your sacred Christ? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I think it's a tool. I think it's a tool everybody could have if they weren't given crutches, media crutches, all their freaking lives now. I mean, I don't, like, this is, like, we are living in childhood's end. It's a novel. Look it up. Read it. Read Stranger in a Strange Land, 1984, Brave New World. Yeah, like, I mean, it's the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. It's all just like so blatant now. It's not even funny, and that people continue to look away from it is just like, that is the addiction element of media distraction. Like, what do you need distracting from that you would lower your vibration by viewing like dark, gross stuff, you know? Like, it's weird. Anyway, I mean, okay, like, basically, this is gonna be real easy now. This is so easy now, dude. Like, oh man, I remember like sitting with my dad, like talking about it and like workshopping like how to even talk about it, like when I was like so little, because my dad called the TV the boob tube. He had so much disdain for it, and I was just like, huh. And I just, you know, like, just pulled that thread and got my answer and was like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, when something airs live in media, you tune into that, and you can tune in and access the energy to everyone else who's also tuned into it. That means they can access you too. Yeah, so one of the differences that I've been experiencing in my fall from disgrace is that watching horror movies, scary movies, doesn't feed my soul anymore. It doesn't feed my soul. Do you know why watching horror movies doesn't feed my soul? Do you know why when I watch horror movies, I actually am subject to the human fear response and anxiety and like being startled and stuff? Like, this is so new. This is so like weird and hilarious. Like, okay, it's because before, when I was tuning into such things, it was with the awareness that everybody who's watching this, every little scary thing is just a juicy little nugget for me to feed on, because as a demonically identified entity here upon your third dimensional plane, I feed on fear. Okay? So once I decided to not feed upon fear, to not feed fear, to not feed upon fear, I became capable of experiencing fear. And being incapable of experiencing fear is one of the traits which would get me the label of an antisocial personality disorder, like psychopathy or sociopathy. But see, I'm not fearful previously, because there is this ability that I have had, where I basically just download from reality whatever it is I need to survive in that moment. So like, outside of that moment, I don't retain that ability. Well, okay, here, I don't now. Like, now, 100%, I will go from being like, I'm a moron, to, there's a knife at your throat and my life is in your hands, and back to, I'm a moron. But it used to be that when I channeled something, there was like a stretch that I could still, like, have the ability, if it was if it was something that I wanted to keep, then I could just like keep it up, like you just like keep doing it. And so I'm really good with knives. And that no, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, okay. No, because I know what's going on, actually. I didn't forget what I was saying. I'm not allowing myself to be present and fluid and honest, because honestly, like the easiest way that I could convey this is the Matrix, where they're like, what do I need right now? Oh, now I have that information. Now I have that ability. Well, I was doing that. I can do that. And so yeah, like tapping into things, just when you have the awareness that you are God, nothing is off limits to you. When you have the awareness that you are God, and you are choosing to enjoy the suffering of humankind, when you are God, and you are choosing to feed upon the fear of humanity, to revel in its destruction, to cheer on every apocalyptic scenario. I mean, who are you if not the devil? Like, I understand why people are afraid of me. So yeah, I just the Matrix really, it really sticks in my craw. Like, I mean, a lot of Hollywood stuff does, like fucking so much of it does. Like, you don't know what it is, you don't understand where it's coming from. They have to beat me to the punch, they have to beat me to going public, and they have to do it so fast. The timing of this shit, you would not believe. No sooner do I turn an entire psych ward on my side because I convince everyone that a matrix exists, that I am like the one outside of the system, that I am operating as God, that I am in charge here. Once everyone has my back, they let me the fuck out of there. But then everybody sees the Matrix. Nobody cares about that crazy girl in the hospital. I mean, it was within weeks of having my wisdom dispensed to evolve their brains. Like, it's always so close. It's always so close that people never really, it's so much easier. It's so much easier for you to believe that I'm a crazy person. That's all. It's just so much easier for you. It's so much easier for you because it's so fucking scary. It's so fucking scary. Like, I legitimately live my life like everyone who is not me is Agent Smith. The lengths that the powers that should not be will go to try to take me down is ridiculous. If you are opening the door to your spirit, if you are creating holes in yourself with substances, like, you are my enemy. You are my enemy because you are so easy to snatch. You will go from being my best friend to attacking me, trying to rape me. Like, this is the reality of it. It is not safe for me to be one-on-one alone with anyone. And anytime I am prepared to kill that person I am with. That is how I have to live. And not because I imagine it to be that way, because this has been an experience that has been reinforced, and this is the way that things are. It is a reality that I have to face, that I have to live with, that I am Neo of the Matrix. They're trying to end me. They can't end me because they don't have access to me. Like, there's nothing higher than me. I know I'm God. Anything tries to come for me, and I see it, and I look at it, it's fucking gone. There's nothing that isn't me. Everything is me. That realization is all that allows me to be safe. I don't know how to inform you of this. I don't know how to encourage you to wake up. I don't know how to do this without first making you very scared. And when you get scared, you run away. You retreat. So, yeah. And I get it. It's scary. It's so scary. Like, dude, if you could see what I can see with my wizard eyes, like, if, like, the shit you can hear, but, like, the other side of that is that you don't realize that you are God, and things are way better when you do realize that you are God. If you can understand that there's nothing to fear because everything is a reflection of you. If you understand that you, like I understand, at the top of the hierarchy, and you just dismiss the demons that come for you. Like, there's nothing to be afraid of. Logically, there's nothing to be afraid of. And logically, I know there's nothing to be afraid of now, but now, I have such human traits. It's like I'm more human than ever. I mean, my fall from grace was here, and then my fall from disgrace has me like a real human being. And a very broken person. But what you see is what has survived an onslaught. What you don't see, what you can't understand, is the frequency bird at which my mind supplies disturbing content. I have to work at not thinking, imagining, planning, hurting people, hurting large masses of people and individuals, and I have to work at keeping myself from hurting myself. And whatever this physical presentation is right now, like, this is horrific. Like, this is not an act. This is not something I can stop doing. I really, like, I don't know, like, maybe I can get it into, like, something that's not, but I can't, I don't, okay. People diagnosed schizophrenic with severe schizophrenic symptoms suffer from invasive thoughts and hear voices and have impulses to hurt and kill others and themselves. Sometimes those people with schizophrenic diagnoses and schizophrenic symptoms kill themselves so that they don't hurt anyone else. If you could see what I was thinking, you wouldn't want to spend any time around me, because even if I like you, I want to fuck you and kill you. I can't help it. Something's wrong with me. It's just something that I live with. And I'm trying to separate power, lust, sex from homicidal ideation, but I'm having a lot of difficulty there. I really am, and I'm making a lot of headway unraveling this whole lust, love, coupling, sex conundrum. But see, you don't want my view on that either, because it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable for me. I don't like doing it, frankly. Like, you don't realize it because you have small mind. I don't know how else to put that. It seems like a very succinct way to say it. You don't realize it because you have small mind, but you are creating reality, your life, by having sexual intercourse with people. And I mean, I'm pretty sure that this is the deal, is that it serves the powers that should not be, the powers that exist to thwart evolution, to thwart me at every turn. It serves the agenda that humankind must not awaken to its divinity for you to be promiscuous. And that's because if you have sex with one person and you realize that you can remotely view what's going on through their perspective, enter their dreams, to an extent manipulate their own thoughts and actions, and unfortunately be entirely, viscerally present in the astral form whenever they decide to have sex with someone who is not you for the rest of their life. You might think about it. You might be like, maybe there's something to that whole thing where the Bible's like, God says, pick one, motherfuckers. Don't have sex before marriage and pick one, motherfuckers. But how would you even make sense of it? How would you even process the input if you've had sex with multitudes and have all of those screens at your disposal? You don't know why you're horny. You don't understand. But I do. I get it. Like I can't, it's not one of those things where I can just be like, when in Rome, or if you can't beat them, join them. Like, no, this is very tried and true. I have had sex with 5 people willingly, and I have been raped once. So this is just how it is. This is how it is, and you don't see it and you don't understand it. And like, this is good for people who seek power, who want that army of minions behind them. Like, if you realize that you tap into everyone you have intercourse with, and their energy feeds your reality, you can direct that energy. How do you think pop stars pop up? How do you think celebrities do it? How do they have seemingly inexhaustible energy, inspiration? They are creator and creation of themselves, based on the amalgam of souls. So why am I not in power? Why am I not famous? Because I won't sell out for anything. Because I wouldn't even mention to anyone to garner attention or access when I was privileged with information or company. Like, I'm not going to ride anyone's coattails. I'm not going to use any relationship for clout. I'm not going to come up by anything but myself. And that is the thing, man. Like, everybody's selling out nowadays. Like no one in the industry is someone that you should tune into. No one in the industry has a trustworthy spell. And what do I mean by that? I mean that music is magic, that songs are being manufactured, that we repeat, and there's tonalities and utterances and all of this. And what do I always say? Choose your words wisely, lest you spell your own doom. Like, it's everything. It's everything. And it's so hard to maintain a purity. Like, I respect the process that the artist Curly, like, isolates herself to create an album. immerses herself in nature and isolates herself, and to my awareness, does not use drugs, unlike Grimes, who does the same thing Curly does, but does a lot of drugs. Fuck Grimes. Dude, do not tell me that I remind you of Grimes. I cannot take it anymore or again. Like, she's only gotten worse. It's only more fucking insulting. Like, please stop saying it. Please stop saying it. Like, it's so fucking annoying though. It's so fucking annoying. Like fucking Billie Eilish, like her eyebrow thing, like my eyebrow does that naturally, and now I have to like fight it tooth and nail. Like I had just fucking made peace with it. I had just fucking made peace with it, you guys. I finally fucking stopped fucking with it. I finally was like fucking low maintenance. Finally low eyebrow maintenance. Like and then Billie Eilish came up. And then my little eyebrow thing is a Billie Eilish thing. I'm just like that's my eyebrow. That's just what it does. It's plagued me all my life. I fought it. I hid it. I made peace with it. And now I have to see it reflected in the next empty vessel being propped up for the bloodletting of this race that I chose to be part of. And it's just hard. It's just hard being me. It's just hard being me. You know, like I certainly have the perspective, like I understand, like we're channeling one another, everything happens all at once. Like I shouldn't feel violated by Ninja looking in the mirror, seeing me in my hair and being like, I need to snatch that shit before this bitch comes up. And my health gets poorer, and they rise to fame, you know. Like at the highest level, I allowed that to happen. I know that. Like the dirty way in which they rose up, like that's, I'm not about that. And so like it doesn't like take it from me or something. I don't know. Like I recognize that if everything in reality is just a reflection of my consciousness, then I'm going to see like reflections of myself, and I'm gonna have to deal with it, and that's fine, right? But I'm just trying to understand like why pop stars, why the evil Illuminati driven industry, like how is what I have to share from my perspective contributing to the collective consciousness so that we can move away from being, not even from being slaves. Like we would be better off if we were just aware that we were slaves of a ruling class that we cannot even conceive of, you know. Like how, I mean, of course, ultimately, how does this end our slavery? How does this end our slavery, your slavery? I mean, I feel like an alien, like a higher dimensional being, like I was for a long time before I was like, man, this planet really needs help. I'm gonna come down and help this planet, you know? And you know, like all that justifies the suffering, which you cannot understand suffering to the degree that I do, unless and until you maintain full awareness that you are a divine being, infinite consciousness, God, and yet human, limited, The body needs to eat, it needs water, it gets tired. I mean, ugh. Being human sucks, man. It's not fun. It's not fun. Like, aren't we done doing it already, you guys? Like, man, I wish I'd never started this game. I just want to stop. I just want to stop. I just want to stop the play. All of reality is a stage. Everything you see of me is a subconscious calculation. It can only be because ultimately there's no point in being here, having a human experience, doing karma stuff, healing, being traumatized, helping people heal, saving lives, whatever, like there's no point to it. From the God perspective, you literally could not be here except that there's something that you're here to do. So I have walked all my life, my goal, my purpose, my reason for living, my reason for not killing myself, my reason for not killing a whole bunch of people, and then myself, my reason for not killing other people even is because I am here for the end of the game. The game? What game, Mindy? The game of good and evil, the game of light and dark. The war. I'm here for the end of the war. And so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm like forced to experience through God mind is beneficial to ending the war. And so it's like, well, maybe I need to expose like childhood victims and like, I mean, I don't know like how I would do that. Nobody even pays attention to me, but I mean, I'll put it out there. I'll put it out there because, like I said, I'm not afraid. I don't have anything to be afraid of. I have been labeled insane. I have been dismissed. I am repeatedly dragged into an asylum pumped full of antipsychotics, and they try to, I don't know what they're doing exactly, but they're trying to do something. They're trying to disable me. They are trying to disable me. I am disabled because it is a decided effort upon the part of an entity which seeks to enslave you. It's probably very disappointing that I come out of it and I pop back up espousing wisdom and truths like this. It's probably very problematic for them. But I have nothing to fear. I don't participate in fear. I don't feed from it. I don't feed to it. I don't have anything to fear. What I am doing here is not wrong. What I am saying is not lies. It is not delusion, and it is not wrong. What's wrong is reality. This is a prison system. I'm here to break you out. So, okay, like, clearly there's some common factors here, right? Like there's Yolandi had to have the haircut. The entity Yolandi, it's not her name, had to have the haircut because Ninja said so. Miley can't stop fucking with her hair. She doesn't look well to me. Does she look well to you? If you took those photos, would you be like, yeah, that's appropriate for my, yeah, like, she doesn't seem well. And and now it's just so much sun. I'm a vampire, you guys. I just cannot. My face is burning, dude. My face is completely burning. Is there something? Oh. I mean, they've put me on medications that cause legit sun allergy. I'm not taking those medications anymore, but yeah, that's one of the reasons that I maintain my youthful appearance, is that I avoid the sun. Anyway, so there's a common thread here. Well, it's time to pull that thread. There's a common thread here. And so, remember I mentioned that there is a phenomenon that is now a diagnosable illness, wherein individuals have an irresistible compulsion to cut their own hair. The community is trying to understand this. I've given a whole lot of insight that is appreciated, but this is new. So what if these people who are compulsively cutting their hair are doing that so that they will not be entered by another consciousness, so that they will not be infiltrated, so that they will maintain their sovereignty of soul. And these people, what if these people who think that they have this severe mental illness, they also are very commonly obsessive compulsive disorder diagnoses. They are also commonly attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, attention deficit disorder. They are also commonly borderline personality disorder. The comorbidity of this phenomenon, wherein people cannot resist cutting off their own hair, with other diagnostic statistical manual. Come on, is anything a coincidence? Last time I checked, nah. So maybe these people genetically, they are intact in a way that allows them to detect when they have been infiltrated. The Native American people, Native American Indian people, they held a belief about hair that it was a spiritual antenna, I believe. I personally never understood, while my dad was in my life, why my dad got so bent out of shape anytime I cut my hair at all. And I don't mean I didn't cut my own hair when my hair was cut because my mother decided to do so. My dad, it's like he wouldn't even be able to look at me. The shame and the disgust, it was just, it was so strange. It was so strange. So I definitely understood that he had some information that I needed to have. But I didn't go looking for that information until he was out of the house and I was an adult with the internet. Um, yeah, the Native American people, they believe that hair is like a spiritual antenna, and the United States government actually did testing in which they tried to make a soldier out of a Native American man um, with the like testing their abilities in the field, like the whole run the gamut, like the how good is this soldier before giving that Native American now trained U.S. soldier the buzz cut, and it was irrefutably determined that after the haircut, the Native American man was not a great soldier. That the Native American man's intuition in the field was severely diminished. And they could not be made to be slaves for our war. Now, I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking, but I mean, I'm thinking like, well, okay, if that was done to me and I had like any idea what the US government was about, I would bomb that test so hard, you know? Why did my screen go dark? Is it because my phone is dying? Because I might be able to fix that. Well, all I can do is assume that my phone is dying and I'm not done talking. So let's try to... Oh, that's my hard drive. That's another hard drive. Everything's got to be fucking black. I don't know where I'm going to position myself. Okay. Well, I really, don't want to... I really don't want to, like, talk... I don't want to look down at you. I don't feel like that's conducive. I've been approaching y'all. I've been approaching people. I'm people, I guess. I've been approaching people as equals, so long. And it just, it didn't get me really anywhere. And so I stopped doing it and started just looking down at people like they deserve to be. But that's not the vibe I'm going for. Like I'm speaking to you who would tune into me, because you who would happen across this, who would tune into it, who would be interested in it, who have similar thoughts, who have educated themselves in these occult conspiracy theories, that this is for you. Welcome to the evolution. I don't know how many bullets you survived to get here, but generally it's a really horrible path, and thank you for surviving your trauma. Thank you for continuing to attempt to heal yourself. Thank you for tuning in to me. Is it still... The screen went light again, so I think that Okay, I have to pull it down. I'm not good at using technology. Okay, yeah, it was because the battery was low. Yeah, it was because the battery is low. Like my ponytail is. Because I'm using this thing because my, they're great when they're new. They are. They're great when they're new, and I don't want to waste the usage. Like there's a limit to them. They expire. Like this is kind of like shitty. This will get shitty over time, but the god it's a metal loop. I created it myself. Somebody made it into a marketable product to sell to humans. What is it called? I can never remember what it's called. I think that's because it's something that I invented. I mean, at least partially. Like, okay, here, I knew that it would work because instead of rubber bands and hair ties for Barbie dolls, I would use those plastic-coated wires that used to come, those blessed Mattel wiring that used to come in the Barbie doll packaging to hold everything in there. Because if you make a loop with it and then bend it, it holds the hair for like ever. So it's not. Dang it. Like, I want to plug it, like, because I want you to know about it, because it seriously is such a game changer. Like, it has a limited use. You're going to have to keep buying. They expire. Like, that's our reality. Like, we've got to keep buying trash bags and deodorant also. But, like, I don't want to use it while I'm not, like, needing to be presentable or anything. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't look in a mirror before I started doing this. I look in a mirror before I leave my home. It's important when I leave my home that I don't present as a, wow, there's a bubble still here. Whoa. Oh, I lost it when it went under my stool. I lost it when it went under my stool. Oh man, I just think that's so magical when you blow bubbles and the bubbles all pop. And then one comes back to say hi, and it's like, I'm so thin. Will you even see me? But I do see you, Bubble. I do see you, and I want to see where you go, no matter how thin your little soul. Yeah. So, it's important I not look like an insane person when I go out in public, because the public becomes fearful. They call the cops. The cops assume that I'm a meth addict and a heroin addict, because that's what I've been designed to look like to the trained eye. And so that's, bad, because I'm really struggling to not be just completely broken and useless at this point. Like, it's hard. It's hard. Like, I need that to not happen again. So, and dude, I'm like so frustrated. Like, this is like completely off of my, like, I'm losing it. And plus I'm standing now. That's like so much more stamina. There's like something popped up where it's like there's comments or something. And I don't know how to, wait, what's this? Top chat, some messages such as potential spam may not be visible. All messages are visible. That's so weird. Like, they're over my screen, there's being like flashing is a like a chat body that's completely full, and I can see that the system is reporting to me that I have, I think, 2 people watching right now, which is like, if there's one person watching, that's awesome. I have to do this for me. I'm just trying to process, and they broke me so much. I don't have an internal thought process anymore. That's where we're at. If Mindy's not speaking, Mindy's not thinking really, except about killing and fucking. So there it was again. It's like there's so many people like saying things, but there's, all right. Well, you know, it's a glitch in the matrix apparently. So yeah, I'm so frustrated, you guys. I really am, because I like you know, putting on an outfit and like looking good and creating myself. I used to do it as like an armor, as a like I have to like super prepare myself to go out into the world because I have anxiety and like just agoraphobia to an extent, as a result of my extremely isolated life due to my debilitating disability, my debilitating physical disability. And so, you know, I like getting ready, like this is what I'm doing. And you know, then I feel awesome and ready to go out in the world. And it's not that anymore. Like I'm just like throwing my clothing on and not putting thought into my outfits, but still just like garnering so much attention. And like I'm just really, you know, missing the days when I could go out and people didn't talk to me. You know, like I just talked to people. People didn't want to talk to me, and now it like it doesn't matter like how freakish I look. You know, it I I'm super visible because I'm in a $4,000 upright power chair, durable medical equipment. Thank you, Medicare. Um, and man, standing is like taking so much more spoons than sitting was. Let me try to. Okay, I gotta like move some stuff. I'm really new to live streaming. I've never live streamed before, so I'm like, well, that's not true. There was something. Was it? What was that? Was that? It wasn't Twitch, was it? Was it early Twitch? I was on something, and somebody found me there. Uh, Somebody was like, "Oh, it's all real. Everything I think is real. I've been waiting to see you all my life, Mindy." Yeah. I get that a lot. So, you know, it's cool when it happens on the internet because the internet is, you know, not the friendliest friend to Mindykins Mend. Okay. I think. Okay. It's kind of like balanced on my. Oh, yeah. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I'm just frustrated. Like, I want to look like how I want to look like, and I don't want to get attention, and it's like there's nothing I can do to not get attention. Like, I'm in a giant chair. I look like me. I'm still, I guess, like, I mean, I'm like, dude, like, I know what I looked like when I was younger. I am like so old and crusty. Like, y'all should have seen me when I was, you know, not old. But dude, I still just get like so much like hot girl attention. And so I'm thinking that like maybe the way to do that is to work on not presenting as a heroin and meth addict, homeless person, danger to society, because I live in like a white bread upper crust county in my state, and these people suck, but it's very safe. And I mean, I guess that's in part because like they do report when they see someone who appears to be on drugs, but like I'm not on drugs. It's what the medication side effects have done to me long term. So yeah. I think this is gonna fall. My cord is so short. My laptop I have to keep activated. Okay, well, I guess if all I have to do is hold a plate on my leg, I think I can. Okay. This is good. This is going to be really good because I need to stop gesticulating and gesturing and just like be calm and cool and collected. Because unlike every other time I turn on the camera to try to process my stuff, there's no timer counting down. I'm not under pressure. And this isn't a video that I have to edit. Not that I've been able to edit videos for, oh my gosh, I have not been able to edit a video since like 2013, have I? I need to edit myself. See, that's why I'm so much better in writing and in text, and that's why it makes sense that I would just, have this thing happen where I am someone who is subject to severe cyber sickness and cannot so much as look at a modern day smart device. I mean, this is okay. This is like looking in a mirror, kind of. Like, because it's shaking now, like, I'm really needing to look away from it. Yeah. But it's, is there... Gosh, I wish... Okay, what's this over here? Oh, that's mute microphone. I don't want to mute the microphone. I'm so sorry. If you're like... I don't know how to use it. I really don't. I really don't know how to use it. But also, like, something seems to be glitching where the chat window, like, I can see that people are saying things. I cannot see that. And that's, and this whole chat window is like why I'm so sorry, you guys. Is why I'm explaining that I have severe cyber sickness, that this is some new phenomena that seems to have cropped up just in the nick of time to perpetuate my severe isolation. So cyber sickness is when using an internet connected device, scrolling on it, creates symptoms like you would have with car sickness, motion sickness, seasickness. It's incredibly severe. I actually did not realize how severe it was until I went on the worst friend date in the history of OkCupid, where the potential friend would not put his phone away, kept putting it in my face. I kept looking away from his phone, but the freaking restaurant had screens, TV screens. So I'd look away and I'd be looking at a screen, and it was just like, I can't do this. So what happens first is that I start to feel overheated. And then if I continue to use my device, my overheated feeling becomes a nausea. And if I continue to use my device, then add to being overheated and nauseous, headache. What I didn't know until this disastrous OkCupid experience was that continued exposure, once I have the severe headache and I need to abstain entirely from devices, continued exposure will cause low oxygen symptoms. Now, I don't know whether my oxygen is actually low or if it's just the same set of symptoms. But I will tell you that, like, I was even like yawning repeatedly, like that empty yawning that you do, like, like you yawn, but it's not a good yawn, like you don't feel like you yawned, like my body was doing that. I was yawning repeatedly and not getting like a good yawn, which is like a real, like really a low oxygen thing. And I told my friend date that I was with that he was not to take me to the hospital unless my lips were turning blue. And okay, you guys, I've had pneumonia and bronchitis. I've almost died of pneumonia and bronchitis so many times that like I don't freak out like you would think that somebody would freak out when like they're low oxygen and their lips are going to turn blue and you know they might die. Like I don't freak out like that because I've experienced it so many times and not died. Oh, well, I did die, but I didn't leave. Like I'm still here. Just, you know, sometimes I die. I come back. I don't experience, like when I have near death experiences, when I medically die, I do not experience anything whatsoever. It is just entirely black. It is just entirely lost time for me. Which I think that is probably pretty disappointing to hear from someone who like I routinely talk about my experiences in the astral and with my extrasensory perceptions and my like communication and visualization of other entities and other planes of reality, you know, like death ain't nothing to me. Death is nothing to me. So you know, like I'm not panicking, and there's just this like really really annoying thing where people, when I have this low oxygen thing happening, they think I'm panicking, and it's like it's not an anxiety attack. I mean, I don't know how it could possibly be an anxiety attack. Like, I was so enjoying his company and his story and just like marveling at the fact that I was able to go out, use my walking stick, walk into a restaurant, order food, and just like be myself. Like, I mean, I was like on cloud nine. I was fighting this nausea and this headache, and you know, like he just could not put the media down. Well, media is an addiction. And so I'm requesting a person to be by my side who does not engage or indulge or participate in any addiction. At this point, that's where I'm at. Because remember, if you smoke pot, if you do drugs, if you drink alcohol, if you alter your consciousness with a substance, then you are just so snatchable by Agent Smith, and I am so fucked. Okay? And if you watch horror movies, you're lowering your vibration, and lowering your vibration, that makes you subject. That makes you more vulnerable to being taken over by the agenda to damage Mindy. Okay? If you eat meat, you're lowering your vibration. Meat is participating in lust. Meat is participating in power. Why do you enjoy eating meat? Really? Really, why do you enjoy it? How many of you recognize that there is a sexual excitement component to that? Like, I'm eating this beast. Like how many of you like willingly like admit that you're tearing into flesh and like, yeah, I'm the apex predator, like human, everything's under me, you know? Like, you may not be consciously engaging that train of thought, but you are still participating in the suffering, in the slaughter, in the death of animals. Animals who are not threatening to you. We are not eating the other predators. That's not a bear burger on your plate. That is a cow. That you would eat a cow, but have qualms about eating your dog or your cat just completely baffles me. You apparently have not met a cow. See, I have a problem with it because I grew up across from a cow field. And I could go look into the eyes of these creatures and observe them and understand. But the industry is the problem. Capitalism is the problem. It's so regressive that we have monetary systems. So yeah, like even if the chat was working and I could see it, and I would not be able to converse with you. I would need to have a partner here, like giving me stuff from your chat comments to comment on. I would have to have someone being like, "Oh, this person said this," like you know, trying to create like a podcast or a television show or something. I don't have that person. Yeah, it's a conundrum to me too. So I came really close to having that person. He committed suicide. So that brings us, this is just all going so smoothly. I am ecstatic. That brings us to today, where, okay, I have been trying to get mushrooms and planning on doing shrooms in order to scientifically reset my brain, heal my trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder. Like, I have done all of the research. I've read all of the research about how this is the clear cache, delete cookies of, like, brain health. And my brain has been damaged by antipsychotics and by the opioid oxycodone, which I was prescribed and took responsibly way less than it was prescribed for a decade, okay? My brain is damaged by prescription medications that the FDA approves. I am specifically seeking mushrooms in a medical context. I really believe this was happening, y'all. I mean, like, for, you know, like even last year when I was asking around for them, I was scared. I was like, oh my God, I don't even want to. Like, I cannot even imagine tripping now. Like, I'm capable of fear. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be so horrible, you know? And like, the point where I'm at now is like, the trip doesn't matter. The trip does not matter at all. If I get scared, I get scared. Like, it doesn't matter. This is about pushing a button. That's all it is. That's all it is. It is not about whatever the experience of the psychoactive trip is. It is just pushing a button. And so, you know, I gave the guy money for the shrooms, and then I get a text message this morning. The guy I was getting shrooms from committed suicide. So the question I'm asking of reality today is, why doesn't reality want me to do shrooms? And now, I don't know what you've heard about the Antword and Johnny. I mean, I'm not exactly sure. It's a Skull of Foxes. She and I were mutuals on Tumblr. She's a Skull of Foxes to me. I don't, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry, dear. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce your name. But yeah. Yeah, like, back when I was like Tumblr famous, this girl. So she was flown to Africa to spend time with the Antword, like she's a fan. And Ninja, like, she actually showed all of the text messages from Ninja, and like, she has so much to substantiate her story, and I have no doubt about the validity of her story. Like I have no doubt about it. You know, I'm privy to what DeAntwoord does in a way that it just sucks for me. But she was taken to a location where, while she was in Africa, she was taken to a location where Ninja tells her that his brother was murdered there, and like he, you know, this put him into his trauma space where I think triggered he became a predator, whereas she didn't go out there to that space with a predator. That wasn't the initial intention. He became dangerous, and I'm having a hard time remembering now. I don't remember if they were both on shrooms, if he was on shrooms, or if in the past when his brother died and he witnessed it, he was on shrooms. But I do know that shrooms factored into that, and I have the understanding, the awareness that like DeAntwoord's been accessing me because they do drugs and their consciousness like is open and receptive, and they use dark magic to direct their consciousness. They are ringing me, you know, and so maybe I can't do shrooms because it's a protective measure, and I'm not ready to gratefully witness or even like mentally process like the fact that I have not gone absolutely insane from this DeAntwoord thing is like a miracle in and of itself. So like maybe if I was to do shrooms, that put us in a reality where like Yolandi's solo career like starts to be like word for word from my journals. Like she starts doing my photo shoots. Like, I mean, already like they just roll, like they can see my journals, and like it makes you, I mean, like if you don't have the perspective where like, well, I'm accidentally scrying on them, so like obviously like it's a two-way street. They have access to me, I have access to them, you know, that you would start to go like, obviously there's cameras, and they're spying on me. Obviously they have an inside man. Obviously they took my journals while I was sleeping and copied them and put them back, you know, like there's no such thing as paranoid schizophrenia. There is no such thing as paranoid schizophrenia. You just don't know how to process the input because you're not trained how to process the input. And I wasn't either. Like I said, my dad was a powerful warlock. He did not impart any of that to me. I was not aware that my dad was a powerful warlock until last year. No, this year. I'm sorry. March of this year feels like a year ago to me. Yeah, so I'm feeling really discouraged by that, by having this mushroom thing thwarted again and again and again, because I think I have leads. I think I'll be able to get it. Like, I thought I met somebody at the mall who, like, dude, you're fucking important shit from California and you can't hook me up? Like, what the fuck did I do that is so fucking off-putting that you cannot help a clearly broken fucking girl who doesn't wish you harm at all? If I wished you fucking harm, then I would fucking harm you. I've done nothing but help you and support your business. Like, this fucking sucks. So yeah, like the ways that it's fallen through has been like really bizarre, and I would rather believe that it is for my benefit. I would rather look for the silver lining than be like, well, it's just the powers that should not be trying to thwart me, you know, like it's not always that. And even if it is, like you like you also like have the rung of the ladder where you are the powers that be, bro. You are the powers that should not be. Everything is you. Like, okay, from my perspective, like my definition, like demonic just means it lowers your vibration and it is you going against yourself. And angelic means it raises your vibration and it is you going for yourself. That's what that means to me. And so the thing is that, like, I'm recognizing that my highest self, my God self, has decided that this is my experience that I'm having. It's my God self. It's my highest that is choosing. Like, why is this happening if my highest self is good, if my highest self is in alignment with my intention to end the game, to end the slavery of humanity? Like, how is that working? And so I'm thinking, like, well, if I do shrooms, then I will be vulnerable, and maybe not just the ant word, but like the music industry and Hollywood will snatch something that delays the process. And I say delays the process because that's all that they can do. It's gonna happen. It's happening, by the way. Welcome to the evolution of human consciousness. Welcome to the evolution of human consciousness. Oh, you're tired, LOL? My friend just popped up and said he's tired in all caps, and then LOL in lowercase. Yeah. This friend is someone I've had sex with, so I could be inadvertently draining his essence in order to maintain this stream. My pain is like so low that if I don't, like be like, where's my pain? Like, oh, my pain's not there. But I mean, the pain is definitely there. It's just really easy to look away from it. And my stamina for this, like, this is amazing. This is completely amazing because, okay, yesterday I was out of the house from 3 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. And that I'm not just like in bed recovering for like the next 3 days after that much activity. I did grocery shopping. I went to like 4 different retail locations, like navigating to them in my power chair. Like, bless his heart. I'm so sorry, dear. I don't know if I can like go talk to him or if it's gonna go away. I'm so sorry, dear. Did it go away? I saw the chat for a second there. Oh well. So, yeah, one of the things that I do, is not, read or listen to other people's drug experiences of drugs that I would do. Now, I'll listen to all the MDMA, Molly experiences because I will never do that. And I want to hear everything you have to say about heroin and cocaine and meth because I will never. But I do not imbibe mushroom and LSD experiences because those are things that I have done, might want to do again, and that pollutes my trip. So I don't want to know I don't want to know any details of your mushroom experiences. And with that stipulation, it becomes very difficult to understand where this thing takes you, why we have it, why it would be detrimental. Obviously, it's a tool. It can be good, it can be evil. A hammer can build, a hammer can crack a skull. Like, it, I think that I need to understand better about the spiritual astral mechanisms of mushrooms before I can navigate them effectively. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I'm like this close to just like seeking out Salvia divinorum and just like maybe that'll do something. And like that still terrifies me. Like, I mean, it didn't terrify me when I was doing it. I didn't get scared away from it. I learned all I needed to and then went forward with the information that it provided me. The information that it provided me was reinforcement of ideas that I already had. It didn't actually provide anything new. It just reinforced what I already knew. And it was at a time when like it was new, because like around 2009 it was like still new to me to be speaking about my perspective. Like, I am the one human that knows that it's God. I have like sixth senses and I can read your mind and your thoughts, and like, yeah, I'm not a crazy person, like all of that, it was still really new at that point. And so, getting that reinforcement, that made me more confident. And it was but okay, see, here I used a substance, altered my consciousness, and then I shared my trip in lengthy immaculate detail, written wonderfully on the Chuck Palahniuk Writers Forum. And that is like the reason that I got kicked out of the cult for being Tyler Durden. And like that I even like, this is, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I hope I get to this point with Why Are You? Because why are you fucking me over? Like, I really want to smile and just be like, that's just fucking weird, man. Like, Why Are You was gonna hire me and they just put me for ideas and they ghosted me. Like, it still fucking pisses me off and I want to set him on fire. Yeah. But like the Chuck Palahniuk cult thing where like I got kicked out of the cult because I was Tyler Durden, like that's just like, dude. Hi. Do you remember me? uh you probably won't recognize me. See, I'm no smarter, and if you were on the cult, you assumed I was male. Most people do in forums. But yeah, like that happened. It's so crazy, dude. It's so crazy. And it's like, it's not like I think that I have like, for my personal sanity, I needed to like document that happening. And so I have like the screenshots and the emails where they're like, we know that you are pulling a Tyler Durden on this forum, and you are now banned from this forum for all of time. Yeah, I definitely like preserved that stuff. Cause I wouldn't believe it myself. It's like, dude, I mean, I would not even like, dude, I would not even believe like fucking Marla Singer. I am Marla Singer. She's channeling me to do Marla. It is wild. But yeah, I totally made that phone call I was like, it's like my tit is rotting off. Like I need help. Of course, in my situation, I was not under the influence of drugs. I was not in some killing myself mode. It wasn't for attention. I had had a breast reduction 2 years prior. And one of the stitches that was supposed to dissolve instead got infected as it was trying to slowly make its way out of my reduced breast. And I had to ER and deal with that. Like, my tit was rotting off. Yeah, and like, if you knew me, but nobody really knew me. Like, so few people knew me, and the people who knew me did so many fucking drugs that they just think I'm crazy. It's like I look at people and I'm like, do you not remember crossing the street with me and you were like, you're not looking, and I was like, yeah, the tragedy is that they won't hit me. like I mean, it's just, I mean, tell me if you're one of those people. Tell me if you also are like, oh my god, like Marla Singer is me. Like, Marla Singer is a character based entirely off of me. And it's like, but the fuck of it is that like the whole cast of Fight Club is me. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? And what's up with Brad Pitt and Helena Bonham Carter and Tom Cruise and Tim Burton anyway? Like, what is up with this? I mean, I guess I should be flattered. I'm quite the character. I just want someone to come hang out with me who doesn't ever fucking tell me that I remind them of some goddamned pop song, some goddamn TV character, some goddamned movie. Because the second you do, I cannot continue being me. It is very disruptive. How am I supposed to act naturally when you perceive that my acting naturally is putting on a fucking show for you? I'm not doing this to put on a show for you. I'm not here for your entertainment. I wouldn't fucking dance and sing and play the instruments on their command and fucking walk the Disney path. I fucking chose not to. Stop putting it in my fucking thing. Sorry, it just happens a lot. Like, I just like know someone for a very short amount of time before they're sending me songs. They're like, oh, this movie, this book, this reminds me of you, this reminds me of you. And guess what happens? You get to know me, and then you go try to participate in a world that is a reflection of me, and you never can be at peace again. You can't forget me. Everything reminds you of me. You think you love me. You think I'm your one, and I'm not. I am the one. It's different. To my recollection, no one has committed suicide because I wouldn't be their girlfriend, be their significant other, allow them to be my friend once it's clear that they're just fucking in love with me and want to fuck me. To my recollection, to my awareness, but like, it's
possible that there's a string of bodies that I trail everywhere I go because it's that intense. And so as I'm on this OkCupid dating site trying to meet local people, it's like with the full awareness that like I am probably going to be driving people insane on accident just out of trying to get somebody on my side. Like I said, it would be really good if somebody was here to do a podcast with me and they could be like, hey, this user said this. That's interesting. Let's talk about that. I feel like this was good. I feel like the last man that I willingly had sexual intercourse with popping up and being like, I'm tired, is my message to exit stage left, because it's his turn to be animated by the spirit that we share. Yeah. And now I'm gonna cry because I love him. Like a lot. And I still don't think that I was wrong in choosing him for the one. And there were so many other good choices, and I love you all so much. I love you all so much. And it could have been you. You're right. It could have been you. But it couldn't have been. Because it's him. And I really welcome God to communicate to me that it could be anybody else. I really do. Because this hurts like you wouldn't believe. But I continue to believe that he is my twin flame. So I have to go. I will be okay. Thank you for watching my first live stream. Oh my goodness. We covered so much ground today. I hope that I'm not pulled off of the internet entirely. Love and light. Bye-bye. I don't know how to stop it now. Do I... That's the... Oh, there's an X here. Oh, okay, yes. It's the X. Awesome. I'm out.